Welcome back to Crime Recall, the channel where we delve into the darkest corners of criminal history and explore the stories that continue to haunt us. If you are new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest episodes. Today, we'll be uncovering the chilling tale of the April Tinsley case, a haunting mystery that remained unsolved for decades before a breakthrough finally brought justice. Let's dive in.
Welcome. This is Crime Recall.
On April 1st, 1988, in the small town of Fort Wayne, Indiana, 8-year-old April Mae Tinsley was playing with her friends just 2 blocks away from her home. With spring in full bloom, children in the neighborhood were eager to enjoy the outdoors. April's innocent laughter and playful demeanor were a familiar sight to her neighbors. As April began her short walk home, she suddenly vanished without a trace. Her mother, Jeanette Tinsley, became increasingly worried when her daughter failed to return on time. The sun began to set, and Jeanette knew something was terribly wrong. She immediately reported April missing, and a massive search operation was launched. The community banded together, with hundreds of volunteers combing the area for any signs of the little girl. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers offered their help, desperately hoping to find April unharmed. But despite their best efforts, there were no leads or clues to her whereabouts. The search continued for weeks, and the case garnered national attention. The heart-wrenching search came to an end on April 29th, just a few weeks after her disappearance. April Tinsley's lifeless body was discovered in a ditch along a rural road in the nearby town of Spencerville. The young girl had been brutally assaulted and murdered. The gruesome discovery sent shockwaves through the community, leaving residents reeling in disbelief and horror. Detectives from the Fort Wayne Police Department, as well as the Indiana State Police, began an extensive investigation. They collected evidence from the crime scene, interviewed potential witnesses, and meticulously followed every possible lead. Yet, despite their efforts, they were unable to identify a suspect. April's murder would go unsolved for years, leaving her family and the community with a lingering sense of unease and frustration. 2 years after April's murder in 1990, the killer resurfaced with a chilling message. On a barn door near where April's body was discovered, a crude scrawl appeared. The message read, "I killed 8-year-old April Marie Tinsley. I will kill again." Alongside the disturbing message, there was a drawing of a young girl, and the words, "haha," were etched beside it. Investigators examined the message, but they were unable to conclusively link it to April's killer. The eerie message served as a horrifying reminder of the unsolved crime, casting a dark shadow over the community. Despite this chilling development, the case eventually went cold. Over the years, investigators continued to pursue leads, but nothing seemed to bring them closer to solving the murder. That is until 2004, nearly 16 years after April's death, when the killer resurfaced in the most disturbing way. In the summer of 2004, 4 notes were discovered by young girls in the Fort Wayne area. Each note was accompanied by a used condom and contained a threatening message, claiming responsibility for April Tinsley's murder. The notes also included Polaroid pictures of the sender's body and a chilling warning that the girls would be his next victims. These twisted messages brought the case back into the spotlight, instilling a new sense of fear and urgency within the community. Investigators analyzed the DNA evidence found on the condoms and confirmed that it matched the DNA found on April Tinsley's body. With this new evidence, they now had a direct link between the notes and April's murder, but the identity of the killer remained a mystery. In an effort to generate new leads, the FBI released a profile of the suspect. He was described as a white male in his 40s, living or working in the Fort Wayne area. They also speculated that the suspect had likely had previous contact with law enforcement and might have a history of sexual offenses. Despite this information and the renewed interest in the case, the trail went cold once again. For over a decade, the April Tinsley case seemed to be at a standstill. However, a breakthrough finally came in 2018, thanks to advancements in DNA technology and the rise of genetic genealogy. Investigators were able to build a family tree of the suspect using DNA samples from public genealogy databases. The groundbreaking technique had been successful, used in other high-profile cold cases, such as the Golden State Killer. Investigators worked tirelessly tracing the suspect's family tree through generations, eventually narrowing the list of potential suspects. The genealogic research pointed them towards two brothers, JohnD.Miller and his brother. Authorities began to surveil both men, hoping to obtain DNA samples that could either confirm or rule them out as suspects. Eventually, investigators managed to obtain DNA samples from both brothers by collecting items they had discarded in public. The analysis confirmed that JohnD.Miller's DNA matched the DNA found on April Tinsley's body, and the condoms left with the threatening notes. On July 15, 2018, 30 years after April's murder, JohnD.Miller was arrested at his home in Grabille, Indiana, just a few miles from where April's body was discovered. When questioned by authorities, Miller confessed to the abduction, assault, and murder of April Tinsley. He also admitted to writing the threatening messages found on the barn door and the notes left for the young girls in 2004. Miller's confession brought an end to the decades-long search for April Tinsley's killer. In December of 2018, he pleaded guilty to murder and child molesting charges. On December 21, 2018, Miller was sentenced to 80 years in prison for his heinous crimes. The April Tinsley case is a tragic reminder of the devastating impact that unsolved crimes can have on families and communities. For 30 years, April's family and the people of Fort Wayne lived with the pain and fear of knowing that her killer was still out there. The eventual resolution of the case serves as a testament to the perseverance of law enforcement and the power of modern technology in bringing justice to victims and their families. The resolution of the April Tinsley case also provided hope for other cold cases. Advancements in DNA technology and genetic genealogy continues to offer new opportunities for solving long-standing mysteries. It's a reminder that justice, though sometimes delayed, can still be achieved, and that the timeless efforts of investigators and the unwavering hope of families can ultimately prevail. That's it for today's episode of Crime Recall. If you found this case intriguing, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. For more stories like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest episodes. If you know of any other cold cases that deserve attention or have any suggestions for future episodes, feel free to share them with us. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.